Hey there, Infiniti Fletch here, and today I wanted to do a follow-up on the video that I did before on the large CarpodGo screen. CarpodGo has come out with a new unit that is only 7 inches across. So if you need something that's a smaller form factor, if you don't want something that's quite this large, this actually has worked really well in my Infiniti, but it is very big. It also has some different forms of mounting, but I really like how this one mounts. So again, I'm going to walk you through this thing today. If you are looking for an option to add CarPlay to your Infiniti, as we all know as Infiniti people, they are kind of behind the times on technology. So my 2015 Q70 does not have CarPlay, just Bluetooth. This thing solves all that, gets you your maps, gets you your CarPlay, wireless, all that good stuff. So again, I'm going to walk you through everything that comes in the box. I'm going to talk a little bit about install and show you how I'm going to do that. And hopefully it'll be helpful for you. So if you want to learn more about the CarpodGo Mini screen, stay tuned. All right, so as I mentioned in the intro today, I'm talking about this cool little 7-inch screen from CarpodGo. Amazing company. Again, made this one that I've been running in my Infiniti. You can see the fingerprints all over it. And I love this thing, but it's very big. It's kind of heavy. It mounts by this big suction cup onto my windshield. And then I actually put a little piece of 3M on the bottom of it, which is kind of giving up the ghost at this point to keep it from moving around on the dash. So mine has started to move around a little bit. So when I saw this 7-inch version, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing mounts magnetically, which I'll show you here in a second. It's much smaller, about the size of my iPhone, and I can put it someplace where it's not so prevalent and out in the open. So as I mentioned, though, let's start with going through everything that comes in the box. So of course you get this little owner's manual. You get this bigger owner's manual that will literally walk you through all the features, how to use the mounting stuff, how to, update your software, how to use the different menus and things. All that stuff is in there. Then you get a really long USB-C to USB-C cord. That is how this unit is powered. It's powered straight off USB-C, which is nice because you don't have to have some proprietary barrel plug or anything like that. If you ever lose this cord, you could run it off of another one. So that's kind of nice. Then they also give you this little adapter that kicks the USB-C out to the side. So, for the back of this, when you plug this in, you can kind of see that hole is right there. Getting a USB-C straight into there may be a problem, but with this, you could kick it out to the side, the top or the bottom, make it so that it's going in the direction you need it to go to discreetly hide and run your cable. And another sort of neat thing that they give you is this little AM/FM adapter plug. So you can use this to power the unit. So you could plug your USB-C right there into the USB-C to power it, but it also has a built-in radio adapter here. So essentially what you do with this is you would connect through a radio station. You can turn this on, set it to whatever radio station you want to use, preferably one that doesn't have existing radio signal on it, right? And then you could connect through the radio. So if your car is so old that it doesn't have CarPlay, you can still use this unit with even a car just with AM/FM radio. So this gives you an option to, again, connect your CarPlay, to connect your own music to your car. So, if you've been an Infiniti person for any period of time like me, you know that they're really far behind in the tech space. So something like this is just a great way to get a touch screen with CarPlay, wireless CarPlay built into your car in a clean, easy way without having to replace the entire head unit, and for a budget price, which is really nice. So then lastly, one of the really nice things that it comes with is this magnetic mount. And you're going to notice this is the standard size of a mag mount. So I'm going to show you when we go to do this in my car. I actually have a mag mount for my phone right now that is the same as this basically, but already mounted in the car. And it does have 3M on the back, and then you've got an extra just in case if you mount it somewhere and need to move it, you can do that. But this is going to give me an extra mag mount that I could put somewhere else if I wanted to. Let's say for my actual phone, I may put this down lower in the car where I could slap my phone if I'm charging it or something like that. But as I'm going to show you here in a second, I'm actually just going to use an existing mount to mount this unit into my car. All right, guys, so now we've moved over to my Infiniti, my 2015, which amazingly does not have CarPlay. It has Bluetooth audio, and that's about it. This is the mag mount that I already have in here for my phone. And I love this, especially for my Q70, because there's this little lip up here, this ledge, and this thing sticks to it perfectly. And then this comes down and my phone can just stick right there out of the way. Now, here's the cool thing. So again, this is the old one, right? And the way I had this mounted before was up here via that suction cup, sort of up there on the dash. But the problem is it's pretty heavy. This unit's pretty big, so it kind of moves back and forth. And so with that 3M, it kind of helped it. But as the 3M started to kind of let go, it started to kind of shift like this when I would take a turn. And again, it's kind of far away up there too, so to reach it is a little bit tricky, whereas with this one, it's going to be right there. So as I mentioned with this new unit, here's the cool thing. It has mag mount on the back of it. So I put my little adapter on there so I can plug my USB-C in, but all I'm going to have to do to install it is that and run a cable. Literally, that's it. Now, this is actually my old cable from the old CarpodGo unit, which is also USB-C. So I'm just going to reuse this same thing. Even though I got a new one with it, I'm going to reuse the old one because it's already wired and kind of hidden. Now, I will run it down along the center console here and then up through the middle, and I will probably kick it out back here behind the aircon right there, and then that way you don't really see it and it'll be a clean install. But just FYI, again, right here below my screen, I can still see my screen fully from, like, this is my eye level right here, so I can see my stock screen. I'll be able to see this. So give me a second, I'm going to turn this on, and then I'm just going to kind of walk you through how it works, show it in action. The screen on these things is so bright. I really love these CarpodGo products because they're just better than a lot of the other no-name sort of cheap ones that you see online, and they're not that much more expensive. So let's plug it in and get it going. All right, so I just plugged this thing in, turn it on the car, and as you can see, you get to this sort of default screen. Now, this is brand new for me, so I've never connected it to my phone before, but once you do, then it's going to automatically connect every time. That's how my old one works. I'm sure this is how this one's going to work too. The magnet on the back of this thing is super strong too, by the way. I've tried to pull this off and it is on there good. So you don't have to worry about this thing moving around a whole lot or anything like that. So when you click on CarPlay, it's going to give you some simple instructions, right? It's going to say, connect your iPhone to Bluetooth. The Bluetooth name is this. When your phone displays the pop-up, use USB-C CarPlay with your iPhone, select the CarPlay option. So I'm going to turn off my phone now from recording. I'm going to turn on screen recording, and I'm going to show you what this looks like on my phone. All right, so as you're going to see here, I'm in my Bluetooth and I'm looking for other devices because I've never synced with this before. So I'm looking for that PND and then all those numbers that it showed. Now for me, it didn't pop up right away. So I turned off my Bluetooth, turned it back on, and then boom, there it is. I click pair. It never actually showed me those numbers, but I just clicked pair and it worked. Then it took a few seconds, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and then it paired, and then it said connect to CarPlay, which is what it says in the instructions. You click OK, and then you are connected. So now, as you just saw, I just connected that through my phone, and as soon as I did, basically, and turned this camera on, this thing went straight into CarPlay mode. So now, it's actually funny because I'm recording with my phone, but then as you can see, I've got all my stuff here, all my apps and everything. So you could click on your maps. You can see how fast this thing is too. That's another thing that I will say about the CarPodGo stuff, is that it's just so fast and so nice. So you can always click on this CarPodGo. If you want to see this screen, then you could do that. You know, they've got all kinds of stuff in here. You could add tire pressure monitoring. There's all these different things. You can set up your custom wallpaper. You can throw in a custom logo. You can customize this thing in a lot of different ways. You can adjust the lights and how bright it is. Over here, it shows you different configurations. So if you want to connect via Bluetooth, if you want to use the aux cable, if you want to use that FM thing that I mentioned where you play it through your radio, you could do that too. Now, the audio quality on that's probably going to be lower, but if you have an older vehicle, then that would work just fine on there. And of course, you've got your settings. You can do different languages. You can change your date and time in here to make sure that matches, but it does pull automatically from your phone. So again, mine is updated to 1250, which is the time that I'm recording this. So then you've got all your different displays here. So it also allows you to create custom widgets, things like that. So if you wanted to, set up your location, if you wanted to set up weather, set up a different clock, you could do that. You could do your sort of typical screen display that has your map on it and then your music and stuff like that. You can get into actual apps here, and it will show you all the different ones that you've got. But again, it works really, really well. Super easy, self-explanatory to use. Basically works just like every CarPlay thing that I've ever used, even the OEM ones. So really, really slick little unit. And again, for the size of it, this is going to be perfect to be right here, not take up a ton of space. I can connect wirelessly like I am right now to it through the Bluetooth with my phone. I can play music through it, my maps and everything. And then I still have the OEM functions of my car. So whether you're in an older truck, whether you're in an old car, anything that doesn't have CarPlay, if you want to add it for a fraction of the price of replacing a whole head unit without having to wire anything and basically just plugging in a DC plug and a USB-C cable to the back, then something like this CarpodGo Mini may be a good option for you. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for the CarpodGo Mini screen. This thing is really, really cool, especially if you're an Infiniti driver like me. We're just cursed with bad old technology, and this solves a lot of those problems without a big expense, without having to do anything too crazy. It's just a straightforward, easy way to add CarPlay to your older Infiniti. So if that was helpful, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button because I'm doing as much content as I possibly can on this car for you guys because the Q70s are amazing cars, but really underestimated and underhyped for sure. So there'll be a lot more stuff coming. There's also a ton of videos on the channel already about replacing your center shifter with the Q50 shifter. If that's helpful, I'm doing some other series as far as maintenance and stuff goes. So again, just click that subscribe button if you're interested in Infiniti content. Also below this video, I will put a link to my Instagram where I take pictures and stuff. So if you want to see other sides, if you have an Infiniti and you want to follow along on Instagram, definitely check that out. And again, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.